Hi, this is Kathy from Stamping with Her Father's Daughter. I just returned from the Stampin' Up On Stage conference, and I was stuck in Long Beach, California 2 days longer than I expected. So I just got home yesterday because of all the blizzards and snow and ice and drifts in northern Michigan. So while I'm sad I wasn't home earlier, I'm glad I didn't get stranded in Chicago. Long Beach was definitely a better place to be stranded. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to go through some of the swaps that I got from the Long Beach convention. I think I showed you a video of how I made the little note card holder, and that was my swap, and I got some beautiful cards and other three-dimensional things as well. And after that, I just want to talk about what a beginning stamper needs. I have posted most of my videos on YouTube are a little more complicated projects. I kind of like it that way, but I want to go back to the basics and talk about what you need as a beginning stamper, whether you purchase it from me or you go to your local craft store. So here we go. We'll get started with the swaps. This is beautiful. So she did a lot of layering there. There's some embossing in the back. This will help for any beginning stampers because we'll talk about this later. Okay. Here's a cute one for your soccer player. Really cute. This is a new online exclusive. We also were able to see the new catalog. We can't share it with customers until, I don't know, I think it's the end of April. And then products will be available for order, I believe, May 5th. This is the Textures and Gears die. Very cute. Could be a masculine card. Like this is a little bit of a tone-on-tone, with just the blue and a little splash of green. A couple of layers, and there's some embossing going on there too. You are not alone. I'm here for you. I love the little gold dragonflies. And just simple, but really pretty. With sincere snakes. Oh, snakes. With sincere snakes, yeah. Thanks. Here's some more embossing going on here. And simple, but very pretty. I love the color combination she used. Take time to relax. This is also some embossing, and I don't know if she twisted this or is this just cut and then applied that way. And some gems, those are really pretty. I like this one a lot too. Simple, just kind of like block. She obviously cut these out of the die cut machine and then used the coordinating ink to daub that on. A few of the gems and a little background piece, very pretty. One of my favorite stamp sets. You're the Sweetest. She popped up some of the, this is actually cut out of the DSP, the Designer Series paper. You could also stamp it with the stamp and color it in as well. Thinking of You, kind of monochromatic with like earthy tones, very pretty. Another one from that great stamp set, Love You Very Much. So she did stamp these out. You can see the difference in the size of those strawberries. These were in the paper right here, and then these were the ones she stamped and then either cut out or die cut. Oh, Happy Day. Simple, but really pretty. I like how she did the block and then she layered it. Very nice. Love and Hugs. Some tearing technique here and some of the twine. That's quite a bit made into a bow. That's nice like that. And then die cut leaves. I love this paper too. Birthday. And this is embossed. It's kind of a, I like this technique. It's a white on white. Like there's stacked a white card base, then textured embossed smaller layer, then another layer, and then the pattern paper. Really pretty. I think that's cloud cover ribbon. Sending Good Vibes. Very nice. Some Designer Series paper. She's got the twine in there. Very cool. There's another one, Thank You. I don't know if this is paper. I think it might be paper back here. I can't quite tell. She did some embossing or some layering here with some of our die cuts, and the background is embossed. So there's a few layers here and some other die cut elements. Very pretty. Driving by to Say Hello. I believe this is from one of our kits collection I'm assuming, I did not get this kit. I'm assuming that it's, maybe she did an alternate of it, but I like that. I like the retro car. This was from the Toadstools paper. Hello, friend. I believe there was a punch that you could punch those out. And I didn't open that one up, but I have a feeling it might be a fun fold. Birthday wishes. This is from Everyday Arches. I have that set. I really like it. And then she embossed it. So you can see the texture there. And cut out some leaves and the stamp. Love comes with 4 paws. Of course it does. So again, she just popped this up with some dimensionals. We got a background, embossed background here. And then some of the little pearl, I think that looks like Darling Duckling. This one's really pretty. I love the colors. I love the green and pink. Again, I think this is a hybrid embossing folder. And then this whole background is embossed, and I think she probably, I don't know if she sanded it and got down to the core, or maybe she did some ink. No, that would make sense, because then the ink would be on top. Not sure, but I like the simplicity. I love this little frame and the 3 little rhinestones up there. Very pretty. Just a little hello, super cute, kind of a fun fold. I think it opens right here. Love the coordinating patterns of the blue. It's kind of monochromatic, but super cute. It looks like she fussy cut the birds out and added some of the blue flowers. Super cute. This one looks a little labor intensive, but it's beautiful. I'm assuming this is designer series paper in the background, and then the little carriages all die cut, the palm trees in the background. Super cute. I have not ordered this set yet, but it's really cute. This one is nice blessings. And when we were trading, she told me I have the word baptism. What does that say? Wedding or Easter. So obviously all those sayings go with blessing. So you could put that saying, whichever one was applicable to you, right up there. So I thought that was a great idea. And then this looks like it was embossed too, the background there. It's a great big world out there. You make a difference. This is some of our new designer series paper. I don't know if you can see the gold in it, but it's really pretty. Yeah, she layered that, put some of the pearls on there. Super cute. Thank you. Like the monochromatic, super pretty with the different greens. Oh, and I don't even know if I've seen these gems. Those are interesting little faceted metal gems. And then I had a few 3D trades. So this is really cute from our Notes and Totes bundle. It's the little beach bag. I have that set and absolutely loved it. She had this filled with, I think, mints, a little mini chapstick. It was really cute. And this one, I didn't open up, but I kind of want to. I think it's a sewing kit. This was from our Hobbies and Havens, I believe, paper. Super cute. A little treat for you. Origami. Oh, can I open it? I don't want to ruin it. Oh, no. It's candy. Or gum. That's cute. I thought it was a little sewing kit because of the Hobby Havens. Super cute. Then I had another one. This is a tea bag. You deserve all the good things. Love the paper with the tea. And again, another little tea bag. Oops. Very cute. And then someone got us little Stampin' keychains. Sharing what I love, loving what I do. That's our motto. Cute little stars. Super nice. All right, so that's it from the Stampin' Up On Stage conference, I guess you'd call it. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about some basic processes for beginning stamping. But today I want to talk about supplies. So, of course, you're going to need some sort of cardstock to start making cards. Some other essentials, I think, are scissors, We do not have these in stock right now, but I'm hoping they return with another. They're called paper snips, and I'll show you why they're nice. I have just some longer scissors that I use too, but these are great for fussy cutting, which I'll show you later. I'm going to need some ink. I mean, you could start out basic, just do black, and there's multiple different ways that you can add color to that, which we'll be going through as well this week, or tomorrow. Okay, you're going to need some adhesives, and I think this is a game changer. This is our, zoom out a little bit. Oh, I guess I was. Zoom out more. Oh, then you see my messy desk. Never mind. Okay, so paper's 8.5 by 11. So what depending on how you're going to make your card, I usually do landscape. So we're going to cut that at 5.5. The darker blade right here is our cutting blade. Easy as that. There are, I believe, centimeters and inches on here, which is nice. There is a, what do you call this? A handle, something that extends for larger paper if you're doing 12 by 12. So there I cut my paper, and now I want to score it at 4 1/4. So I can get it right here. I have one utensil that does both things. So I can do my scoring, I can make sure it's nice and neat, and I can do my cutting. So there we go. And now I have a card base. So paper trimmer, I would say, is very, very, very useful. Okay, now I want to talk. We got our ink, we got our paper, we've got our paper trimmer with help with cutting. I'm going to set this aside. If we're going to make a card, obviously when you do this, things need to be glued together. Okay, so there are several different adhesives that we can look at, and it just kind of depends on what you're doing, on what adhesive makes sense. So I'm going to bring out my samples here. We don't really need this anymore. Okay, so an adhesive that I use quite a bit is the glue. We call it the green glue. So it's a Tombow Mono liquid adhesive. The reason I like this for card making is if I'm doing a large layer, I want to make sure that it's centered. If we're using a tape runner or something like that, sometimes if you stick it, you're stuck and you're done. So if I have this, of course, hopefully I have one that's going to work. Let's try the one I've got in my bin here. That one might be about out. There we go. You don't need to get too much. So if I put this on my cardstock here, and let's say I start it like that, oh no, that's not straight. Well, I have a little more wiggle room, literally, to get that lined up to the way I want it, like that. And honestly, I don't know if it's me, but I like to stand when I'm trying to line things up just because I feel like I have a better vantage point. Okay, so there's the green glue, one of our adhesives. Okay, we also have, let's see, what else do I have in here? We have adhesive sheets. So they look like this, and they're kind of scored into sections, so you don't need to, you can just pull off like this section to this section to use. Okay, and the reason I like those is if I'm going to use some like very intricate die cutting, what I like to do is go ahead and add my adhesive sheet on the back of my solid paper and then run this through the die cutting machine, which we'll talk about die cutting a little bit later. So then it's not so hard to glue. You're going to have glue coming out. This is also our take your pick tool, which we'll talk about later, but it's not necessary, but I do enjoy it. Okay, now I need to be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. So this would be hard to me to glue down with, even with the fine tip glue pen. So there we go. It's like a sticker, so it's self-adhesive. Okay, then we have a regular Stampin' Seal, which looks like this. These are refillable. So I might add this here if I wanted to put some ribbon onto a project. Okay. If I were going to use like some twine, if I wanted to add some twine, or maybe even like a sequence, I'm going to want to go towards the glue dots. So glue dot, lift that up with the take your pick tool. And then I'm going to, if it's too big, you can kind of take your tool or your fingernail and just scooch that up so it's a little bit, so your card doesn't stick to something else. So that's going to work for that. Let's try the sequence too. I don't know if it's a twist up. I don't want to make a disaster here. Oh, we'll have them upside down, so that's helpful. Okay, there we go. So I would take your pick tool and use the sharp end to put my glue dot down. And then I'm going to scoop this up. You can use scissors for this too, it would work. The other side of the glue, or the take your pick tool, has a putty end. So if you just want to grab one sequence, oh, that's not even a sequence, that's something else. Here's a sequence. Then I can stick that right on the glue dot. And then that's going to stay in place. Okay, so we've talked about the green glue, the adhesive sheets, the glue dots. So now we have dimensionals. So these are great for giving some depth and height, I guess, on something that you wanted to add to a card. We have white large, white small, depending on the size of your project. And then we have some darker ones, large and small. And I'll show you why you would want to use those. Okay, so I'm going to put this strawberry. I'm going to put 2 on here just to make sure it doesn't get smushed. Okay, take my pick tool to get those backs off. There. So that's going to give my strawberry a little bit of height on a card. So then the darker ones, if you had something that was both on dark paper, sometimes you can see the lighter, you probably won't hear, but when you're on dark paper, if you put the white dimensionals, you might see that, and just some people don't want to do that. So here we go. This one's just going to be darker, so the dark on dark paper, you're not going to really see it. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to add this to this one, actually, just not that I would do this, but so it's not as noticeable. If I had white on there, you would probably see that. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we have the fine tip glue. So if I didn't have the adhesive sheets, and I'm not going to do this right now, but well, I guess I could. I might use this to glue these fine letters down, but let's see. So it's definitely thinner. I don't think it's the absolute best for this. I would rather do the adhesive sheets, but if you don't have them, that's fine. And it's a very fine tip to get this back in here that I can't even, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. There. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, we also have an adhesive that is called foam strips adhesive. So what that looks like, as you can see here, it's just some thin little strips that you peel off, and then there's a backing to make it sticky. So I would use something like this if I were going to make a shaker card. So with the shaker card, what's going to happen is you're going to make a frame with those foam adhesives, and then you're going to put some acetate on top of it, and it just helps the little pieces from escaping. So there's the shaker card. Okay. Oh, there is also, and I don't know where mine is right now, a Stampin' Seal Plus, which would also be good for ribbon, or a sturdier project. So this is just the regular Stampin' Seal. And then there's tear and tape. So I made a box at Christmas time, and I would definitely use the tear and tape for this because it's going to have some cards in it, and it needs to be a little bit sturdy. So for sure, for assembling this part of the box, I would use tear and tape. But we could use it for ribbon too, so let me show you. There's a little piece of ribbon. I don't need that much. Okay, so the tear and tape is just like it says. You don't need scissors. You kind of estimate how long you need. And then you can just stick that on there. Okay, so adhesives, glue, tape runner, tear and tape, adhesive sheets, the foam adhesive strips, fine glue, dimensionals, black and white. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Well, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about some back to basics, some basic card making. Like I said, this is a great tool, but you could use the points of your scissors if you need. This might be something you invest in, not that it's that expensive, but after you get into more card making. Definitely some scissors. I think the trimmer is well worth it. You have everything in one, your scoring and your trimming. And we do sell the blade, so if your blade gets dull, I don't know what this one will, but yeah, we sell the blades in a 4-pack here. I think that's it. So stay tuned. I'm going to talk more about some basic stamping tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed seeing all those great cards, and maybe they give you some inspiration. And then we'll also be talking about the new upcoming catalog, new colors coming to that, and hopefully doing some more projects in the near future. Again, if you want anything from my online store, you can check it out here, my YouTube channel, which this will be on. And then if you would like a catalog, I don't have the new catalogs yet because they won't be released till probably the end of April, but I do have old catalogs that still have current product in it. You can email me at stampinwithherfathersdaughter@gmail.com and just make sure you send me your address, and I would be happy to send you that. All right. I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.